Now, not too long ago, I made a video talking about how Roblox was completely wasting their money by acquiring a company called Morpheus AI to try and force real-time video generation to their games, and right now, it's actually gotten so much worse than it turned out to be, because Roblox officially released their very first public test for this technology, and a player base is currently rejecting it harder than almost anything else we've ever seen on the platform. The official Roblox Labs group recently published a game called World's Research Station, which was supposed to be this big limited-time preview to show off their brand new generative AI initiative that runs on something they're calling a game cartridge. But if you actually go look at the game page right now, you'll see that it is sitting at a 2% like to dislike ratio, with thousands of people review bombing it to the ground because it's basically just an unplayable fever dream that nobody actually wants to play. Now think about it, 2% is literally the lowest like to dislike ratio for an official game on the platform, and I mean so low that even the Hunt event couldn't get this bad. They've been trying so hard to convince their investors that this neural network is the future of gaming and that it will completely change how worlds are built on the platform, when in reality, the whole entire system does not even understand how a basic video game is supposed to function. And the gameplay bugs we already went over in my previous video on the topic are not even the craziest part about this whole situation, because if you look at what their own engineers are saying behind the scenes, it makes you wonder why the corporate executives even let the public see this project at all. Their own development blog literally came out and admitted that these video models do not have any real spatial logic or memory, and they went as far as to describe the generated environments as fleeting and lonely instead of just calling it a regular video game. It's honestly insane that the higher-ups saw their own technical team calling the project a broken experience, and their first thought was to just package it up as an official Roblox Lab preview so they could force it onto the platform anyway. They're so desperate to show up to the internet that they're pushing out tools that their own staff knows are completely flawed just to hit a check mark on a list of popular tech trends. They're basically just doing this for a financial gain because they want to prove to Wall Street that they're an AI company instead of just a platform where people play simple Lego games. They see all these other tech companies getting huge stock numbers just by mentioning AI in their earnings reports, and David Bajussi wants a piece of that hype cycle so badly that he's willing to ruin the actual usability of the game engine. And they're literally using the main player base as a giant group of unpaid beta testers for a broken framework that has no place in a normal video game. The executives are just chasing these corporate numbers to look futuristic for a group of investors who have probably never even played a Roblox game in their lives, and they're completely ignoring the people who actually log in and spend money on the website every single day. This is exactly why that 2% rating is so important right now, because it shows that the community is literally protesting the entire direction the company is heading in. People are just completely tired of seeing millions of dollars getting poured into these experimental tech demos that serve no actual purpose while the core features of the platform get ignored. Players have been begging for a better moderation system, for example, as it's still a completely broken mess that randomly bans innocent creators, but rather than fixing the whole foundation of the website, they're trying to build this garbage AI extension on top of a crumbling structure. When players see an official company account upload something this useless, they're just going to use the only power they have left and spam the dislike button until the executives finally realize they're completely wasting their time. We also have to talk about how much of a financial disaster that this entire project is shaping up to be for the company, because running real-time video generation is very expensive. Earlier we talked about how OpenAI's Sora video generator was burning through cash every single second the servers were running, and they essentially had to shut it down just to avoid going bankrupt. And if a company that literally specializes in AI cannot afford to keep a basic video generator running for the public, it makes zero logical sense that Roblox is trying to force that exact same expensive technology to run constantly for millions of kids playing on the platform. This whole situation with the World's Research Station having a 2% rating is just the ultimate proof that the corporate executives are completely out of touch for their own community. David Bajussi seems to be so obsessed with putting AI into every single corner of his website that he is essentially willing to set the company's money on fire to fund a project that nobody actually asked for. The fact that he pushed this out as an official game cartridge test and expected people to be impressed by it really shows that they're not listening to the feedback from their own engineering blogs, and even their own documentation admitted that these neural models lack long-term memory and logical consistency, basically calling them lonely doomer spaces in actual playable video games. They knew the system was heavily flawed, and he still decided to push it onto the platform to try and please their investors, but the player base saw right through it and handed them the exact like to dislike ratio they deserved. It's just a huge reality check for the company that throwing a neural network at a game engine does not automatically make it fun to play, especially when the basic mechanics of walking and looking around are completely broken. This should hopefully be a wake-up call for Roblox to stop wasting resources on these dog video models and actually start focusing on the features that the community has been asking for over the last few years. You cannot just fake a good video game by having an algorithm guess what a graphics are supposed to look like, and as soon as they realize that, the more money they actually save themselves for wasting on this piece of garbage. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.